I often get asked this question around what is it that we need to do to try and be more effective in actually protecting our data? Now, there's a couple of things that I think are really important. For a start, protecting data is not about going out and buying a product. If you think the answer is going out and just buying a set of vendors to solve the problem, it won't work. What's really important is before you start is you've got to establish a strategy, and the strategy needs to make sure that it engages the whole business, and it needs to be cohesive, and you need to know, and you're not going to be able to solve it all at once. It has to be a staged approach. Sometimes when we speak to companies, they have an expectation that there's a magic button. They're going to press it. It's going to find their data. It's going to help figure out, where it's exposed, and they're going to press a big one button and it's just going to solve the problem. And it does not work like that. It has to be a process. The most important piece of advice I'd say is don't buy our product until you have a strategy, until you figured out what it is that actually matters to your organization, because it will differ from organization to organization. Unless you've got a clear plan as to what you're going to do when you understand where your sensitive data is, don't do it. Unless you actually have some kind of a process for being able to respond to the threats and the issues that vendors and platforms such as ours will deliver, you're wasting your time. It won't work. It's really, really important that you think deeply about a strategy. I mean, a lot of these vendors that you talk to, us included, will of course help you understand, build your strategy, make you successful. But the reality is that you need to make sure that you've got a plan before you start. The other difficulty that a lot of companies have when they're trying to solve this problem of data security is they have too many platforms. That it's too siloed. So they may have one vendor that just does nothing other than help you figure out where your data is. They may have another vendor that does some form of threat detection. I mean, they have another vendor that maybe helps you figure out entitlement reviews. But unless these vendors start talking to each other, it's going to be very difficult to actually pinpoint and actually take action and solve these problems. On average, on a survey we did recently, companies have between 70 and 80 different layers that they're operating with when it comes to within cybersecurity. That's completely untenable. The other piece of advice I definitely offer is try and consolidate, try and figure out ways of having fewer vendors, or at very least, make sure that the vendors that you have actually talk to each other and have integrations with each other, because unless you achieve that goal, you're going to have too many consoles, too much noise, and it'll be impossible to make any decisions.